The archaeological chamber hummed with anti-gravity fields as the Galactic Council's finest xenoarchaeologists surrounded the crystalline containment unit. Inside, suspended in perfect stasis, rested what they believed to be the most dangerous artifact in known history, the helmet of the first destroyer. Commander Zaxthorn's 4 eyes widened as he studied the ancient relic. His species had spent 3 centuries searching for any remnant of the legendary warrior who had single-handedly decimated the Vorquan Empire 12,000 years ago. The Vorquans had been unstoppable until they encountered her. This, Zaxthorn announced solemnly to the assembled crowd, is the crown of our greatest nightmare. The first destroyer wore this as she brought extinction to the most powerful civilization of the ancient era. The helmet itself was unremarkable by modern standards, a simple curved shell with a darkened visor, marked with scratches and carbon scoring. Strange symbols adorned its surface, glowing faintly with residual energy that their instruments couldn't identify. Dr. Valana, the Krishnar historian, trembled as she translated the ancient warnings discovered alongside the artifact. The texts speak of her arrival from the void. She asked only for safe passage. When the Vorquans attempted to enslave her, she became judgment itself. Entire fleets turned to dust. Planets burned. The Vorquan High Command begged for mercy, but mercy had already been offered. Surely this is exaggerated, whispered Ambassador Thren. No single being could. The evidence is irrefutable, Zaxthorn interrupted. 73 worlds, 400 billion casualties in 6 months. This helmet belonged to a force of nature we can scarcely comprehend. As the council debated whether to destroy the artifact or preserve it, Stephanie Chen leaned against the observation deck railing, stifling a yawn. The human exchange officer had been assigned to this expedition as part of humanity's integration into the Galactic Council, though she found most of it tediously bureaucratic. Timothy Rodriguez, her fellow human officer, nudged her shoulder. You seeing this circus? They're treating that thing like it's made of antimatter. Stephanie glanced at the display screen showing close-ups of the helmet. She squinted, then froze. Her expression shifted from boredom to confusion to sudden recognition. Oh hell, she muttered. What? That's Mom's old helmet, Timothy blinked. What? Stephanie was already moving toward the chamber entrance, her regulation boots clicking against the deck plating. Timothy scrambled after her, trying to process what she'd just said. Excuse me, pardon me, Stephanie called out, pushing through the crowd of dignitaries and scientists. Human coming through, sorry, excuse me. Zaxthorn turned, irritation flashing across his features. Officer Chen, this is a restricted... Yeah, about that helmet, Stephanie interrupted, pointing at the containment unit. That belongs to my family. The chamber fell silent. Hundreds of eyes in dozens of configurations stared at her. I beg your pardon? Dr. Valana's voice was barely a whisper. My mom, Captain Sarah Chen. She did a solo expedition to this sector back in... Oh, what was it, Tim? 2028. Timothy supplied, still looking shell-shocked. The Pathfinder mission. Right, 12,000 years ago on the galactic calendar. About 25 years ago, Earth Standard. She was surveying for colony sites. Stephanie leaned closer to the containment field, studying the helmet. Yep, that's definitely hers. See that burn mark on the left temple? She got that on Kepler 442b when a plasma conduit exploded. And those symbols? That's not ancient text, that's her call sign in Chinese characters. Lao Hu means tiger. Zaxthorn's mandibles clicked nervously. You're claiming that your mother is the first destroyer? Destroyer, Mom? Stephanie laughed. She's a surveyor. Though yeah, she did mention running into trouble with some empire that tried to capture her. The Vork something? The Vorquans, Valana breathed. She destroyed their entire civilization. Well, she is former military, Timothy offered weakly. Marine Corps, if I remember right. Stephanie snapped her fingers. Right. She said they tried to board her ship and conscript her for some war. She gave them 3 warnings. They didn't listen. You know how Mom gets about people not listening. The chamber had grown so quiet that the hum of the anti-gravity field sounded like thunder. 3 warnings, Zaxthorn repeated slowly. The ancient text mentioned 3 warnings. Standard protocol for humans, Stephanie shrugged. 3 strikes, you're out. She probably just disabled their command structure and defense grid. Mom's always been thorough like that. She obliterated 73 worlds. Well, yeah, if you count military installations and shipyards. Mom said she made sure to target only strategic assets. She's very particular about rules of engagement. Stephanie paused. Did they evacuate civilians first? She always insists on proper evacuation procedures. Dr. Valana checked her datapad with shaking appendages. The records, yes. Each targeted facility received 48 hours notice. Civilian casualties were minimal. We always thought it was mercy from a vengeful god. Nah, just standard UN peacekeeping protocols, Timothy said. Your mom follows regulations religiously. Stephanie tapped the containment field.
So can I get that back?
Mom's been looking for this helmet for years. She's got the matching suit in storage, but without the helmet, it's not a complete set. She wants to donate it to the Space Force Museum. Zaxthorn looked like he might faint. His species didn't have that particular biological function, but he was clearly approaching some equivalent. The first destroyer wants to put this in a museum? Yeah, next to Dad's old shuttle and Grandpa's moon buggy. It's a whole family history thing. Stephanie pulled out her comm unit. Want me to call her? She's probably home. Retired last year. Your mother is alive here? In this time? Well, yeah. She's only 62. Why would she? Stephanie stopped, realization dawning. Oh, right, time dilation. Her ship was running near light speed. For her, it was a few months. For you guys, it was thousands of years. Timothy whistled low. That's going to be one hell of a call. Hey, Mom. So funny story about your helmet. Ambassador Thren stepped forward cautiously. Officer Chen, would the first destroyer be willing to meet with the council? Stephanie considered this. Probably. She likes talking about her survey work, just maybe don't lead with the whole first destroyer thing. She prefers Dr. Chen now. Got her doctorate in xenobiology during retirement. As Stephanie made the call, Zaxthorn turned to his fellow council members. The most terrifying legend in galactic history was apparently a retired human surveyor who followed proper evacuation protocols and wanted her helmet back for a museum display. I think, he said quietly, we need to revise our assessment of humanity. Agreed, Valana whispered. If this is what they consider a standard surveyor. From across the chamber, they heard Stephanie's cheerful voice. Hey, Mom. You'll never guess what I found. The Galactic Council had spent 12,000 years fearing the return of the first destroyer. They had never imagined she'd just want her helmet back.